All right, everyone. So, Shannon Sharpe has been entirely removed from his role at ESPN. Now, this has occurred just a short time after concluding a very significant legal dispute. We're referring to ESPN choosing permanently to sever ties with one of their most prominent personalities on First Take. ESPN straightforwardly made the decision that they have no interest in bringing him back following the resolution of that legal matter. Now, what case am I actually referring to? Back in April, Shannon Sharpe was served with a legal complaint filed by his former romantic partner or associate, or whatever the exact nature of the relationship was. Her name is Gabriela Zuginda, though I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. Anyway, she was just 19 years old at the time. At first, she filed the lawsuit anonymously using the pseudonym Jane Doe. And this wasn't merely a case of simple relationship disputes. She made allegations of an extremely serious nature. The complaint stated that Shannon Sharpe engaged in sexual misconduct, physical violation, and deliberate emotional trauma. She was seeking compensation exceeding $50 million. Now, we can all agree that's not a small sum of money. That's the kind of financial loss that can completely dismantle your career and permanently stain your reputation. When the news of the lawsuit initially broke, Shannon chose to step away from his position at ESPN of his own accord, declaring that he intended to return before the NFL preseason kicked off. He referred to the entire lawsuit as a fraudulent scheme, claiming he intended to fight it in court. At that time, ESPN supported his personal choice, acknowledging the matter as serious, but things quickly escalated and turned complicated. Soon after, Shannon's legal representatives began to make public some graphic text messages exchanged between him and the woman, with the intention of demonstrating that their involvement was mutual and consensual. Meanwhile, the woman portrayed a version of events suggesting manipulation, abuse, and control. And who was representing her legally? Tony Buzbee. You all know Tony Buzbee? He's the same attorney who acted on behalf of over 20 women in the case against Deshaun Watson. He also took on the accusations against Jay-Z and Diddy concerning similar allegations. And let's be real for a second. Tony Buzbee does carry a reputation for representing plaintiffs in high-profile cases involving prominent black celebrities. Regardless, earlier this month, Shannon decided to resolve the dispute outside the courtroom for an undisclosed financial figure. There are rumors suggesting the settlement may have reached around $29 million. But I'll say this. When an individual who previously insisted they were entirely innocent then agrees to a quiet settlement, it naturally makes people begin to question. Did he really do the things he was accused of doing? Or was the other party successful in orchestrating a manipulation? Now, following this alleged $29 million payout, the woman reportedly shut down her OnlyFans account. But let's consider ESPN's angle. Shannon Sharpe had been one of their most valuable assets on First Take. The show maintained very strong viewership due to the dynamic between him and Stephen A. Smith, and he had even recently signed a contract extending through 2024, which was supposed to increase his involvement across multiple platforms at the network. But in the end, ESPN made the decision that continuing the partnership simply wasn't worth the liability. And in this current social and professional climate, media organizations are incredibly cautious regarding allegations of this nature. They don't hesitate, particularly when the situation involves accusations of a sexual nature. They likely assessed that it would be in their best interest to end the relationship entirely, rather than face possible controversy or complications in the future. So now the question becomes, what does all of this mean for Shannon Sharpe's legacy? This man was a 3-time Super Bowl winner, an NFL Hall of Famer, and in recent years, he had become one of the most visible and influential voices in sports media. And now, just like that, he's lost all of that because of a situation involving a much younger woman. And this entire scenario just demonstrates how rapidly someone's career trajectory can collapse as a result of poor personal judgment. But I want to hear from y'all. What are your thoughts on Shannon Sharpe being dismissed from ESPN? Do you believe the decision was reasonable?
Your age. He wanted to play what he pays. Done took an L to that 19/20-year-old. Retired her. Now he just got fired from ESPN. Hope that 19-year-old was worth it, Shannon. You on clips telling your kids, oh, your wedding limit is $30,000. If I was his daughter, I wouldn't speak to him. My wedding limit is $30,000, but you just retired a 19-year-old. Gave that 19/20-year-old generational wealth. Then you just lost your gig on ESPN. A fool and their money will soon depart. Fellas, take a cue from Shannon. If you're over the age of 18, date your age, not your wage.
So after settling the lawsuit with that girl that filed these allegations against him, Shannon Sharpe just got fired from ESPN. And that's on him because as a 50-something-year-old man, you worked your ass off to get yourself to that position where you were about to get a $50 million contract. But you allow your sexual desires to ruin that for you. Because someone your age messing with a 19, 20-year-old girl made no sense. The same way how we tell women to not date men just for money, because sometimes those men that have the money have shitty character. It's the same way we should tell men that have money that you should not just date a woman just for her looks. Because sometimes those women that look good have shitty character. On top of losing that $50 million contract, I'm sure his nightcap show on YouTube is probably going to take a big hit as well. Because if you think about it, a lot of sponsors are not going to want to work with him, even though he settled the case. Moral of the story, men, when you become extremely successful, find ways to control your sexual desires, because that'll be your biggest downfall sometimes.
I don't feel bad. Nigga was popping this shit, talking about some, I'll be back, Stephen A, when the football season start, they say this ain't going nowhere, I ain't do nothing. Yeah, back my ass. Go ahead and get on your podcast with Chad and run that money up on there. I know what y'all finna say, oh, ESPN lame as fuck, his podcast better anyway. Fam, at one point in time, Shannon loved that money he was getting from ESPN. Don't do that. Don't do that. I get it, brother. Y'all go to YouTube and watch him cuss and be himself, be unk, be the old nigga he really is. But end of the day, fam, that money ESPN was good for his pockets. No matter the Super Bowls and all that shit, that money was good. And he'll tell you that too. He fucked up. He did some nigga shit. It's all right. He'll bounce back. You know, but hey, end of the day, all of that trying to, you feel me, oh, this shit pie. Why do we, bruh? Why is it that we do the shit we do? You richer than the bitch. You Shannon fucking Sharpe. You got a fetish for young hoes. I'm pretty sure it was a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, bad as hell. How old Michelle was? The one you was on camera fucking when you put your phone up? Yeah, nigga, nobody old nigga trying to be young, nigga. That was you. You did that freaky old shit. But how old she was? She sounded like she was 30, 40. You went to this little girl and had the money to pay her, and you said, fuck no. Yeah, nigga. It's alright, though. Nigga. You try to play, you know, both sides of the fence, but you a nigga. Like Jay-Z said, still a nigga.
And that's what you get. When BLK men get finessed out their money and lose their job over a YT woman, I think that is hilarious. Because history keep repeating itself every time. These athletes never learn. These men that are very successful never learn. These BLK men in positions of power, they never learn. Y'all keep wanting to get, you like getting money taken away from you, okay? Yeah, you want to trick off your money. It is better to be married in healthy love, building something, than to be tricking off your money with OF women. But hey, you done retired a whole YT woman, then gave her $23 million or somewhere in that range. And then you was trying to tell Chad that he messing up the bag, but you the one messing up the bag. Now you got to try to recoup all that back. And you fired from ESPN. Boy, y'all, some of y'all BLK men never learn, and I don't feel sorry for you when this happened to you. I think it's funny. And guess what? It's going to happen again to another BLK man very soon, because he wants to get entangled with prefaces.
And I don't feel bad for his ass. That what his goofy ass get. Shannon Sharpe got fired from ESPN, and baby, it ain't because of no contract. It's because of sexual relations with a 20-year-old. Yes, a 20-year-old. Let's talk about it. Let's fucking talk about it. So boom, Mr. Shannon Sharpe, yes, Mr. Club Shay Shay, Mr. Henny and Cigars, just got that ass dropped from ESPN. But here's what folks ain't loud enough about. It wasn't ratings, it wasn't Skip Bayless. It's a whole rape case. And again, not just any allegations, a motherfucking 20-year-old. 20? What? And here's why I don't give a flying fuck. Mr. Shay Shay has always been loud and proud about dating non-black women. Cool. But when you throw black women under the bus, that's when we have a problem. But I get it. She's young. And she was easy to impress. I get it. Yes. But you chose her, you made your bet, and now you got a motherfucking lay in it. Ha. But what I will say is, I am so motherfucking tired of black men getting these platforms and using them to diss black women just to get humbled by the same type of women that they choose over us. Joke's on you, buddy-o. Shannon, you said what you said about us, but look at you now. Silent, scandalized, and jobless. At least from ESPN. We know you still got your podcast. But men, choose wisely, because this shit is becoming real motherfucking common. The same women y'all choose to uplift and broadcast on y'all podcasts and platforms might be the same women to bury y'all asses. Exhibit A. Am I wrong though? Y'all let me know in the comments and let's chat about it.